We're here today at the famous Ferraro's Market, back again. We're here as part of our Road Warrior series, and the premise of it is I'm on the road, I'm staying in a hotel, I have nothing available to me other than a microwave, a sink, and some Tupperware, and a grocery store. So what do I do when I'm on the road traveling? Now this is a situation I found myself in numerous times. Maybe you can't always bring food with you and you need to eat. So what the hell are you gonna do to meet your nutritional needs? Eggs and oats, that's a definite meal. And truth be told, I wouldn't have a problem eating that twice a day if I had to. So tentatively speaking, we know we've got 2 meals covered in oats, oatmeal and eggs. As to what else they have, I don't know. A lot of times you go on the road and they've, a lot of supermarkets now, they've got rotisserie chickens. I don't know if they have that here. Sometimes supermarkets have, either a very extensive or limited amount of prepared foods. We know we've got tuna, that's the old standby, tuna and microwave rice. What else can we make in a microwave? We know potatoes do well in a microwave, vegetables, you could definitely steam some frozen vegetables in a microwave. The protein sources are really the hard thing, because chicken, steak, I suppose you technically could cook them in a microwave. I wouldn't want to eat it, to be totally honest with you. So we're gonna try to get around doing that. Let's see what we've got. We could always go with a tub of lard. 1 tablespoon gives you 13 grams of fat. There's 140 servings in here. There's a lot of nutrition in this one. Let's pass on the lard. All right. I now know that they don't have any rotisserie chickens. This is what we've got to work with for prepared foods. So I see some breaded chicken cutlets. Maybe not ideal, but I could actually tell you from experience, I've been overseas, Germany, and not had any food with me because I couldn't bring any food through customs. And been in, had to go and hit up a grocery store and there's not a whole lot available, but have to pick up something like this, whether it was breaded pork or breaded chicken. I'm gonna pick up some chicken cutlets. All right, we've got 1.5 pounds of chicken cutlets. For me, that's enough protein to take care of 2 meals. Next, I'm gonna grab the eggs. I'm gonna kind of try to square away all the protein sources first and then pair up some carbs and vegetables and some fat sources to go along with them. It has come down to canned meats. So, we've got pig's feet, chicken spread, Spam. Am I whetting your appetite yet? Vienna sausages. So tuna's looking pretty good right now. I think if we stick with good old can of Bumblebee solid white albacore tuna, we should be all right. 26 grams of protein in 1 can. 5 ounces, 12 ounces. Yeah, we'll go with one of these big boys. We should do a canned meat special, and we should sample everything that the canned meat offering has. We should make Frank do that, and I could sample all the Hostess products. got some minute rice here, microwavable. You know, a lot of times in stores they'll have larger pouches, which might work out a little bit better, but this is all we've got. So each cup here, each one of these little ones, gives us 40 grams of carbs. I guess maybe for nutrition's sake, we should get some potatoes. Yeah, let's go with potatoes. That way we kind of get different carb sources, and I'll just eat both of these to go with the tuna. Let's get some potatoes and oats too. I'll have potatoes at 2 meals, so really probably by the time they shrink down a little bit, probably 2 potatoes per meal will probably give me about 8 to 10 ounces of potato per meal. So I'll pick up 4 potatoes. We could get grits or oats. I like oats better, and I like old-fashioned oats. So we'll just get a little canister of these to go with our 2 egg meals. You know, we'll pick up some oil and vinegar because we could use that as a dressing on, we could put a little bit on the chicken, put some in the rice, put it on the tuna, you know, just to kind of make it a little bit easier to eat. And the oil will serve as a fat source, and the vinegar kind of, you know, give it a little bit of flavor. So that'll work out good. Here, you know, because we're on the road and I only need this for, you know, a day, I'm gonna try to get the smallest bottle possible. You know, I don't wanna waste food. So here we got a bottle of olive oil for $3.69. It's extra virgin. I'm just gonna pick up that. And same thing, get some vinegar. This will do the trick. Some red wine vinegar, $2.29. That'll do it. Frank McGrath, meal number 5. For me, it's very important to have vegetables with my meals. In this case, because only we're working with a microwave, probably frozen vegetables will be the way to go. I'm also gonna pick up a couple bananas. Because we're on the road, I'm not gonna have anything to put in my oats. It's not like I'm gonna go buy a bottle of honey or a pound of sugar or, you know, anything else to kind of sweeten it with. And I really don't want to eat it plain. And I'm in an off season, so I can do that. I'm just gonna pick up a couple bananas. Just want to give an honorable mention to cottage cheese. You know, my stomach won't handle it anymore, but when you're on the road, it's like a meal in a canister. Perfect thing. A lot of protein, travels well, tastes pretty good, you know? So it's a good thing to have. If I was able to tolerate it, honestly, I'd probably be making that one of my meals right now. Probably some cottage cheese, maybe some cantaloupe or, you know, some type of fruit, and you got yourself a good meal. But let's move on. You know, there's one more thing I'm gonna pick up. I'm gonna grab a few lemons, because when I have vegetables, I like to put lemon juice on them. Just, you know, just kind of make it a little bit more palatable. 2 lemons will do the trick. Get a big bag of chopped collard greens for $3.49. And honestly, I think that's everything. I think we've got it. It's 5 meals, 2 meals of eggs and oats, some veggies. Other 2 meals, chicken cutlets, potatoes, and collards. Tuna and rice. Yeah, we got it. All right, got everything. We're gonna bring it back to the hotel with our microwave, and we're gonna prep it all up. So let's go. So we're back at our hotel room. We just got back from Ferraro's. We got everything that we purchased. What we're working with essentially is a microwave. And although this hotel room does happen to have a cook surface, we're not allowed to use it. It's against the rules. It's against the Warrior rules. So we do have some dishes. You know, we have fork, knife. All right, I'm gonna start with the greens because while these are steaming in the microwave, I can go ahead, I can crack the eggs, scramble them up, put them in this bowl. I can measure out the oatmeal, slice up the bananas, put them in that bowl. That way, you know, some of the stuff's gonna take a little bit of time, right? Potatoes, when we put these in, they're gonna take a little while. So it's smart to think ahead and say, okay, let me put some stuff in the microwave and then find things to do in the meantime. So that's what we're gonna do with these. We were dealing with kind of a limited selection, but a lot of times, you know, there's microwave ready bags where you could just steam right in the bag. I don't think this is that type of bag, and I probably wouldn't recommend it. So I'm gonna do it in the bowl. All my fellow guests in the hotel are gonna love me when they smell collard greens coming from the hotel room. Like, who the fuck is this guy? What's he doing? All right, that's about all we're gonna fit in that bowl. And truth be told, that's probably plenty for one day. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna add a little bit of water to this, just maybe like a quarter cup, eighth of a cup. I'm gonna put the lid on, but not tight. I'm just gonna leave it up so that it's loose, so it can kind of steam itself a little bit, but not explode. So I put the collards in for 2.5 minutes, which I know isn't gonna be enough to cook them, but just to kind of get it started, I'll give it a stir. Put these aside. That's extra in case any of our neighbors who love the delicious smell coming from our room would also like some collard greens. We could share them. Just shank this potato a few times. All right, so these are ready to go in the microwave once the greens are done. Let's do the oatmeal and bananas. I like to put the bananas in the bowl first so that they're in the bottom, because as the oatmeal gets hot, if the bananas are up on top, they won't cook and get all hot and gooey, but if they're on the bottom, they'll work out better like that. Give these greens a little stir. Now we've got 2 bananas in the bowl. I do a half a cup of oats at breakfast. You guys might do more. I'm gonna use this. Again, because this is for 2 meals, 2. And I think that this is about 8 ounces, so that's a cup, because I do 2 to 1 with the oats, right? So half a cup of oats, 1 cup of water. So I've got 2 half cups. We'll do 2 cups of water. Let that sit for a minute, let the oats soak up some water. Okay, eggs. Eggs are such a great food, right? All 22 amino acids, protein, good fats. You could eat it any meal of the day, easily digested, unless you have some kind of egg allergy. You can cook them anywhere, even in a microwave. Cheap, at least cheap enough. I mean, this dozen was like $1.29 or $1.49, something like that. It's a pretty good bang for the buck. But eggs, definitely one of the most versatile foods. I mean, you know, if you wanted to, you could kind of do this in two batches, you know, 2 separate bowls. They're gonna come to clean this room and they're gonna go, wow, there's collard greens everywhere. What are they doing? Somebody was getting a little crazy with the collards. Well, I know it's a pain in the ass being on the road, but you can make shit happen. Now we just have to wait, let stuff cook. I mean, that was not bad prep, let's be honest. Sometimes, you're in a hotel, they don't have plates. As crazy as this sounds, a lot of times when I travel, I will bring paper plates with me. I always bring a knife and a cutting board. I know that sounds loony, but I have a cutting board that's like this size and a sharp knife that I always bring with me. Most people are bringing bathing suits and toiletries, and I'm bringing a knife and a cutting board. But I've got collard greens. So this is ready. Oh yes, nice and hot. I'm gonna set this aside. And I'm gonna get the oats going. Anyone who's experienced in cooking oatmeal, which I know a lot of you guys out there watching this knows that you don't want to put oatmeal in the microwave for too long at a clip, because it'll start to freaking volcano over, and it ends up all over the turntable and all over your bowl, and it's just a fuck. So only put it in there for short periods, give it a stir, set it again, a minute at a time, something like that. Maybe 2 minutes the first round if you've got a large bowl, and then a minute thereafter, down to, sometimes 30 seconds for the last round or two. If you were going to prep your food ahead of time and bring it with you, what's the most important stuff to bring? Definitely the protein, all right? Chicken, fish, steak, whatever it is you're gonna eat. Why? Because if you're gonna try to, well, first of all, that stuff's tough to prepare on the road. If you're gonna just order items like that from, say, like room service, or get them from a restaurant, they're gonna be very expensive. So I recommend cooking that stuff ahead of time. Let's check the oatmeal. Oh, it bowl over everywhere. No, I'm just kidding, it's fine. Let's set this aside. I'm gonna do the potatoes first and just set it to potato. All right, so now let's get these eggs in here. All right, let's just check this rice, which should be done. Yes, it is. All right, so the rice is done, the eggs are done, oatmeal's done, collard greens are done, chicken has been done. So the only thing we have left is the tuna. And I'm gonna add a little bit of olive oil to it so it's not so dry. And then I'm gonna top it with some vinegar. I remember back when I was living on canned tuna when I was a lot younger, I would just peel the can, drain it, dump some balsamic vinegar on there, and just eat it. It's not luxury, but it's utility. It gets it done. Come on, admit it, this doesn't look half bad. I mean, considering we made it in a hotel room in a microwave, with the exception of the chicken, which we were lucky enough to find prepared. But we've got 5 significant, viable meals here. It ticks the boxes. We got the eggs, plenty of protein and fat. We got the oatmeal, plus banana, plenty of carbs. So you got enough carbs, proteins, and fats in these 2 meals for sure, at least for me. I don't know about you monsters out there. Chicken, potato, greens, all right? So plenty of proteins, fiber, carbs, which we could easily sprinkle with a little bit of olive oil, add a tablespoon of oil to the greens. Now, again, we're checking all the boxes, protein, carbs, fats. Same to this meal. This meal, the tuna, greens, and rice. I mean, it's legit. I mean, these are 5 viable meals that you could pretty much pull off anywhere. And in most cases, you know, most grocery stores you go to nowadays, they've got rotisserie chickens. You know what I mean? So you don't have to go with some chicken cutlets. If you were in a situation where there were no chicken cutlets, there were no rotisserie chicken, I'm talking no prepared food at all, I'd probably be microwaving it. And I'd probably just maybe get like a some type of microwave safe bag, add a little bit of water to it, and essentially steam it in there. And just go real easy and make sure I didn't overcook it. But, you know, whatever it takes to get it done when you're on the road, because you've got to eat. I mean, there's no way around it. And if you want it bad enough, you can definitely make it happen. I hope you enjoyed it. This was my take on Road Warrior. I'm out.